everyone, welcome to Candid Headlines. My name is Ariane, and today we are going to talk about my top 10 game-changing makeup tips. So today I want to impart with you my top 10 game-changing makeup tips because these are things that I have been so clueless about before. Even if I did like makeup before, I knew very little about proper technique, proper tools, and all of those things. So what I did was I watched a lot of makeup tutorials, I read as much as I can, and of course I practiced a lot on my face. So now I think I do a pretty good job. By no means am I an expert, but I do think that I do a pretty decent job, especially since I do a lot of events. So I do my own makeup for my events and whenever I have hosting gigs. Right now I don't have any makeup on, and as I give you the tips, I'm going to be using them and applying them on my face. Tip number 1, primer is important. Primer is one of the first few steps that you have to do before you put on makeup. So first, you have to put moisturizer on your face to ensure that your face is well moisturized, it's not dry, it's smooth, and makeup will adhere to it. But after that, you need to put on primer so that your foundation and the rest of your makeup will stay on your face for a longer period of time and everything will apply more easily. This is one of my favorite primers, NYX Angel Veil. So you just need to put a little bit on your finger. I put it on the various parts of my face. Make sure to put it evenly. Tip number 2, in order to properly apply makeup on your face, you need to have the right tools. So think of it just like when you're making art or when you're creating art. If you're an artist who likes to paint, of course you need the right types of brushes in order to achieve the right strokes, the right type of blending, and all of those things. So it's the same with makeup. Brushes and sponges make a lot of difference. I used to apply makeup before using just my hands, and now that I'm using the proper brushes, oh my gosh, it's a game changer. Let me put this headband on so that my hair will not be in my face. Okay, so now we're going to apply foundation. This is the L'Oreal True Match. It's cheap and affordable, but it's very, very good. I shake it a little. I put it on my hand. And then I put it on certain parts of my face. I don't want to put it directly on my sponge for some reason because I think that it will absorb it. But I like using my hands first so that I'll know exactly where I'm putting my foundation. Foundation is important in order for you to have clear skin. Don't forget to put some on your neck. And now we use this sponge. Make sure that it's damp. Basa siya dapat so that it won't absorb the makeup and it will evenly spread it. I look like a Dalmatian. Let's spread this baby. This sponge is very handy. It spreads my makeup evenly and it makes it a lot faster. Next, we're gonna put on some concealer to cover these dark under eye circles so that you'll look more awake and not like you lack sleep. Concealer is also a great way to make people believe that you are well rested and you are fresh, even if when in reality you lack sleep and you actually need a lot of rest. And now we blend again with the same sponge, or you can also use a brush. Sometimes I like to add a lighter shade of concealer so that it does a better job of making me look more bright and awake. It's also kind of like a highlighter. Which now leads us to tip number 3. When using concealer, you need to set it with powder afterwards so that you will avoid creasing. Because if not, after putting on concealer and later on once it dries, it's gonna get all crackly and you're gonna get some very ugly wrinkles under your eyes and you're gonna look older than you are and more tired than you actually are. So setting it with powder is important. My favorite setting powder is the RCMA No Color Powder. It's a very fine powder which doesn't add any color and will not mess up your foundation. I put some of it in this old powder container so that it's easier to work with. So with the other side of your sponge, you can use that for setting your under eye. You have to apply that in all of the areas where you put concealer. See, at first it looks white, but then it disappears and blends well with your foundation. You can actually use this powder for setting your entire face, but what I usually do is use another type of powder for setting the other parts of my face. And for that, I use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder and this Real Techniques Fluffy Powder Brush. Don't forget your neck. The chair is so squeaky. Hello. Right now, you'll notice that my face is kind of washed out and it's all pretty blank, but that's okay. That's actually how we want it because we need a good blank canvas before you can put on other colors. Which now leads us to my next tip. Contouring is your best friend. I attended a makeup seminar a few years ago, and one of the best lessons that I got there was that makeup is all about light and shadows. So basically, with makeup, you're enhancing the features of your face and mimicking where the light hits and where the shadows are formed. So with contouring, you are actually mimicking shadows. So for the parts of your face that you want to have some shadows, that's where you're gonna put contour. So why did I say that contour is your best friend? It's because it will give you cheekbones. If you don't have cheekbones, it will give you a nicer, more pointy chin. It can even carve out your nose. It can make you have a smaller face, or the appearance of a small face, smaller than it actually is. Here are some of my favorite products for contouring. This one is the Catrice bronzer powder, and this one is a NYX Duo Wonder Stick. So one side has a darker contour shade and the other has a lighter shade for highlighting. But for today, we're gonna use this one. And I'm gonna use this FS powder ball brush. I like it very much for putting contours on my face. So you're gonna put some here to hide any double chins in the making. And put some contour on the side of your face as well. Under your chin to sculpt that. You can also contour your nose. You can also contour your forehead a bit. So when I'm doing this, so that I know where shadows are supposed to go. See, I'm already starting to have some color and life back into my face. You can also use a little bit of bronzer or darker powders to add some more contours for your face. This is the Wet n Wild bronzer. Next, we're gonna put some blush. This is my favorite, Milani Luminoso, so that will appear more healthy. Like we're blushing. Put it on the apples of your cheeks and blend it with the contour and bronzer that you put earlier. Make sure not to go too heavy on this, or whatever blush you have. It has to appear natural and not too harsh, or else you'll look like a clown. See, so far now I'm looking more alive and healthier. By the way, this is a Wet n Wild brush. I like it. Now we're gonna add a little bit of highlighter. This is the Sleek Solstice palette full of shiny powder to add some highlights to your face so that your cheeks will appear higher than they are. Again, now we're gonna play with light. So the parts where light's supposed to hit, that's where you're gonna put it. I don't want to overdo this because it won't look natural. May nangyari ba? Parang. By the way, let's contour my nose a little bit. This is from Switch. Nose. Next tip! Kilay is everything. Actually, I cheated and there's a little bit of product in my eyebrows right now because I have very few hairs on there and they're all over the place. But again, eyebrows are important because they frame your eyes and they help in framing your entire face. And they also help in making you look more awake and more put together. This is one of my favorite eyebrow products. It's from e.l.f. It's a little eyebrow kit and it's small and easy to bring. This one is sort of like a gel thingy and this one's powder. So it comes with a little brush and a mirror inside. And I usually bring this with me when I'm on the go and I have no time to do my makeup at home. So first we're gonna dab a little bit to the gel part and then trace the outlines of your natural eyebrows. This video is gonna be a bajillion minutes long. After doing the outlines of your eyebrows, you will now fill in the middle parts and mimic the strokes of your natural hairs. So if they're going in that direction, that's where you're going to go. Because you are creating the illusion that you have a full set of eyebrows. I mean, full hair. Lots of hair on your eyebrows. Again, make sure not to overdo it so that you won't look like you're angry. See? Defined, not defined. Defined, not defined. And then after that, we're gonna set it with powder. There's so many eyebrow products out there, and you can even put some eyebrow gel after so that all of your hairs will stay in place. But when you're on the go, that product is quite okay. It does the job. So see, eyebrows make a ton of difference. I already look more awake and more put together just with that. Sometimes when I'm in a real hurry and I don't have time to put all of my foundation and all of those things, I just draw my eyebrows, put on some powder, a little bit of lipstick, and I'm done. Eyebrows! Next, we are going to go to the eyes. My next makeup game-changing tip is for you to use Eyeshadow Base. Again, when you want to apply a lot of color on your face, you need to put some sort of a base first so that all of your colors will show up brighter and more true to their color. Just the same with your eyeshadows. If you want to play with eyeshadow, you have to put some sort of base. Number one, so that your eyeshadow will stick to your face and be there and last for a longer period of time. And also, again, so that the colors will show better. So this is one example of a good eyeshadow base. This is MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. You shall now put it on my eyes. For this, you can use either a brush or your fingertips. I like to use my fingertips. Just like what we've done in the previous steps, after putting any type of liquid or cream, you have to set it with powder. So now that we've put that cream type substance on our eyelids, we have to set it with powder. I'm going to choose a color that resembles, a light color that resembles my skin in some way. My next makeup game-changing tip is not all eyeshadows are the same. I've tried using affordable eyeshadows before, and most of the time they don't really show up clearly on my skin. I mean, the colors on the palette are not the same as the colors that appear on my eyelids. Usually they're just smudgy or they look murky or muddy. And so I realized after buying other brands of eyeshadows that other experts recommended, I realized that, oh my gosh, not all eyeshadows are the same. Some are creamier, some have a better color payoff, and they're a bit of an investment, really. One of my favorites and one of the most highly recommended eyeshadow palettes out there is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. I like this palette, number one, because it's so small and compact. I can bring it anywhere, and it looks like a chocolate bar outside. And here it is on the inside. Lots of colors there, so you can play with a lot of looks. And the best thing about this is that it smells like chocolate. As in, it smells like cocoa. This is a very good eyeshadow palette. It's very blendable. The colors really are true to form. They have a good color payoff, and they're easy to blend. I'm now going to use this Wet n Wild brush and choose a transition shade. Let's choose Salted Caramel. Transition shade, so that all of the colors will blend together. Next up, I'm going to use my Zoeva Luxe Crease Brush 228 and choose another color in the palette, this one, Milk Chocolate. And put it again on my crease. See? Color. Other eyeshadows will take a longer period of time for the colors to show up and for them to blend with each other. Sometimes when you put too much of the darker ones, or it's too harsh, the application is too harsh, you can use and go back some of the other shades, the lighter shades that you've used earlier, and blend that out. So let's go back to this one. Parang hindi bantay. Let's go back to Salted Caramel. Now let's use a darker color in the palette. Triple Fudge. This one. Just on the outer parts. Back with Salted Caramel. Blend, 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 blend. Next, we're gonna highlight the inner parts. Let's use Marzipan. This is again a Zoeva brush. I bought it as part of a set, actually, a complete eye set, so it's very handy. Now let's just highlight our brow bone. Let's go back to this one, White Chocolate. And don't forget to put some color on the under eye. I mean the lower part of your eye, your lower lash line, so that it's balanced. Let's use the same colors that we used earlier. Let's use Salted Caramel. And a little bit of Milk Chocolate. Let's put some Marzipan at the inner corners. And at the literal inner corner. Before we put on our eyeliner, I'm gonna tell you our next game changer, which is do not put moisturizer on your lids. Because if you put moisturizer, remember that's our very, very, very first step. If you put moisturizer on your lids, that's gonna make your eyeliner smudge and appear very, very messy after just a few hours. And we don't want that because it's gonna smear over your face and you will look like a grungy, angry, tired vampire who just cried. This is my favorite eyeliner right now, the K Palette Real Lasting Eyeliner. It's a 24-hour eyeliner and it's supposed to be waterproof and non-smudging. And I like it because it has a very, very fine brush tip. It's like a calligraphy brush. We shall now put eyeliner to further highlight the eyes. Emphasize the eyes, rather. With eyeliner? Without eyeliner. Eyeliner is fun. You can actually put eyeliner at your lower lash line, but right now I'm not going to. I like it like this, just like. And now, on to my next makeup game changer, liquid lipstick. It's the secret to long-lasting, no-fuss lips. Matte liquid lipsticks in particular are my favorite because they last a long time on your lips and they have great colors and they last for hours and you don't have to constantly reapply them. ColourPop is actually one of the best liquid lipsticks out there because they're super affordable and they last a very long time on your lips. They're a little bit drying though, so make sure to put on some lip balm prior. You can also put some lip liners first, but since I'm tinatamad, I'm just gonna put it directly. We're almost done, but let's not forget my very last game-changing tip, and it's setting spray. Setting spray is the secret to no hulas makeup. It sets your makeup well. All of the powders and the layers of makeup that you put on will mesh together well. After spritzing on some setting spray, it will sort of flatten it and give it dimension, and also it will help to make your makeup last longer. Setting spray is important here in the Philippines, especially because we have a very hot and humid weather and we need our makeup to be bulletproof because we always sweat a lot from walking around, and even if we're just standing still, it's very hot. Setting spray. Let's use this one by Pixie. It's a makeup fixing mist. Don't breathe it. And we are done. This is the finished makeup look. I do hope that you learned some useful tips from my game changers. Game changers. Well, they are game changers for me because I really need to have sturdy makeup whenever I host events. And for any girl for that matter, if you're a busy girl, then you want your makeup to last for the entire working day. So these are tips that will help to make your makeup last longer and for also to properly apply them and to look your very best so that you will also feel your very best. So, did you like this makeup tutorial / informative video? This is actually my first time to put on makeup on camera and it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's fun. If you like this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and leave some comments down below if you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. And if you want me to share other makeup tips or maybe do some makeup reviews for you. And again, I'm not claiming to be a beauty expert, but I really do love makeup and I want to share this experience with all of you. And don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe to this channel for more videos. My next makeup game changer. Onto my next makeup game changer. And now onto my next makeup game changer.